Cool, please come here. Come and join me here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can just stand here for me. Okay, maybe just take this side. All right, thank you very much. So if you can just move here so we can get you in the shot. So, I mean, very important aspect of the sports ministry now is recreation. Really, really key. And I'm sure the sports minister is doing his own, brainstorming to see how best we can leverage recreation in the country to make it lucrative, to make it, sustainable even going forward. And hopefully successive government can maintain it. From where you stand, what is there? What is there for Ghana to tap into as far as recreation is concerned?
I get to talk about the fun bits. I mean, that's the most exciting aspect of our lives. You think back to your childhood, what really fascinated you, what did you find very interesting, what do you remember? Typically, it's about fun, it's about the recreation, the times you had. And when Vernon was talking about Rwanda, one of the things that came to mind was a visit there some time back. And together with a group of people, we decided that we were going to take a walk. There was a walkway with properly laid out. I mean, you can look at possibly the debris path. But we got to the park around 1 a.m. It was safe, so 24-hour economy. It was very safe to walk at 1 a.m. We did a 12-kilometer walk. We were 6 in number. I mean, what it did for our mood and our spirits then was unbelievable because we were walking in Africa. And it was an international group. And so we got to talk about the fact that this can happen in our space. And that is what we need to take on a small scale and max out quickly in our country. Because we need to bring the fun bit into everything we do. And you see, it's so very much interconnected with a lot of the key developmental pieces of sports in this country. See, if you take an essential piece such as talent development, what's a better pipeline to get talent than to allow the kids to play? I mean, when I was younger and growing in this same hood, across the street down there were about 12 football fields, right? Anytime you get there, you see kids playing. On the other side of the road, that was when Young Olympics and Farcus and the coast teams were playing. You just go there to play for fun. And because the space is created, you are able to see a lot of talent coming through. So imagine if you are able to match this with a proper structured talent identification program. You pick out the best, but the rest also get to play for fun. And not only do they play for fun, it keeps them away from all the negative vices around. It also gets them to focus. They have a better balance in their lives. And the opportunities it provides for them even as they move on is endless. So recreation is so very critical in our society. Look, if you are to do the numbers and you determine that this is our health bill, and our health bill as a nation is one of our biggest budget lines. I mean, to what extent are we able to reduce a number of disease lines because we have adequate recreation in our communities? And what does it mean for us, our spirit of oneness? What does it mean for the spirit of the community? To what extent does it give us a purpose to get out of our homes every day, walk a bit? Because we don't get to do it now. We're always sitting in our cars. Look at my belly, it speaks to that.
It's quite understandable. But in terms of practical solutions, how best we can tap, because you go to, a lot of spaces in Accra, a lot of spaces that young kids used to play at. Some of them have been turned into estates, houses have been built on them, offices. A lot of our surfaces are now concrete, very little grass. How can we tap into this space? What can we do practically to ensure that, we promote recreation, not just among the young people, but even among the elderly also?
It's about being deliberate and supporting it with clear policy, and ensuring that across the country, in all the different pockets of opportunity, we do what is required. I mean, look at the corporate space. There is so much, and what we need is just a bit of structure, organization, and intentionalness. Look, not too long ago in this country, there was and because Uncle Rex is here, I can't even go into history because he's the main repository of what I'm going to talk about. But even at the level of the corporate organizations, there were there were very active and vibrant inter-company competitions that were going on. I mean, you take hockey. I remember those days, Bank of Ghana, Commercial Bank, all the big institutions had solid hockey teams. You take soccer, the Endeavour League comes to mind. You take any other game, and you are able to mention a certain corporate institution or a collection of corporate institutions that put their muscle behind it. And what does it do? It creates opportunities for active players, but it also pulls in a lot of executives who otherwise wouldn't have time to get very active and to get very healthy. And it's something we must do as a nation. And for me, what is critical is the symbiotic nature of this relationship, because then when you have people who are actively involved in sports and at senior levels, they understand the essence of sports and they are better opened to offer contributions, financial, technical, practical, or otherwise, to the various sporting disciplines. I know what that does? It builds capacity. Because one of the biggest challenges we have in this country are different sporting disciplines is the issue of quality capacity. So you see, it's so interconnected.
Yeah.
We get this one right, it has a knock-on effect on the quality of sports development in this country.
Amazing. And talking about